Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. The speaker Arjuna Sakha Prabhu will be joining in a minute.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Are you ready, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm ready, Prabhu. Otherwise,
Hare-
my voice is clear, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very pleased to have the association of His Grace Arjuna Sakha Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 13, and Shloka number 4. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhu. Okay, Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayat Maduraye Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulangayate Girim Jat Krupatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarine Shunyatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hrudayantasto Avadrani Vibhunoti Sahutsrutam Nashtaprayeshu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shlokher Bhaktir Bhavati Daistike Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome again all of you. So we are having Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, verse chapter 13 and verse 4. Prabhu, are you sharing, Prabhu, or I can share? Okay, let me say this. I hope all can see my screen in front.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So 5.13.4. Nivashato yadarvinatmata buddhi tatastato dravati bhavattvayam Kochicha bhattam mato pam sudhurma diyoshtuna janatirajaspalkashaha Nivashato yadravinam atma buddhi Tataha tata dravadhavati boha atmabhyam Kvachicha vaccha utithapam sudhrumaha Disha na janati rajo valakshasha. Hare Krishna. In the name Mataji, Prabhuji would like to recite.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.4. Nivasato ya dravinatma buddhis tatastato davati bo athavyam kvachicha vatyotita pam sudhumra disho na janati rajas valakshaha. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
recite, Prabhu.
Yes, Mati.
Dandavat. Nivasato ya dravinatma buddhis tatastato dhavati bho atavyam kvachicha vatyotitha pamsu Dhumra disho najanati rajas valakshaha. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
निवासतो या द्रविणात्मबुद्धिस्ततस्ततो धावति भो अटव्यां क्वचिच्च वात्योत्थितपांशु धूम्रदिशो न जानाति रजस्वलाक्षः. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. So let's go one by word by word. Nivasha, residential place. Toya, water. Dravina, wealth. Atma Buddhi, who considers these material things. The Atma or the self. Tatha, here and there. Dhavati, he runs. Voa, O king. Atmabhyam, on that forest path of material existence. Kochitcha, and sometimes, Vatsya, by the whirlwind. Utitaha, raised. Pamsu, by dust. Dhrumaha, appears smoked color. Dishaha, the direction. Na, not. Janati, knows. Rajas, vala, aksha. Those whose eyes are covered by the dust of the wind, or who is captivated by his wife during his menstrual period. Translation. My dear king, the merchant of the forest path of the material world is intelligence victimized. His intelligence victimized by home, wealth, relatives, and so forth. Runs from one place to another in search of success. Sometimes his eyes are covered by the dust of the whirlwind. That is to say, in his lust, he is captivated by the beauty of his wife, especially during her menstrual period. Thus his eyes are blinded and he cannot see where to go, what he is doing. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, His Grace Prabhupada ki jai. It is said that household attraction resides in the wife because sex is the center of household life. Yan maithunadi gruhamedi sukham hitucham. A material person making his wife the center of attraction works very, very hard day and night. His only engagement in material life is sexual intercourse. Therefore, karmis are attracted to women as friends or wives. Indeed, they cannot work without sex. On the circumstances of wife is compared to a whirlwind, especially during his menstrual period. Those who strictly follow the rules and regulations of the householder life engage in sex only once in a month at the end of menstrual period. As one looks forward to these opportunities, his eyes are overwhelmed by the beauty of his wife. Thus it is said that whirlwind covers the eyes with dust. Such a lusty person does not know that all his material activities are being observed by different demigods, especially the sun god, and are being recorded for the karma of his next body. Astrological calculations are called the Jyotish Shastra. Because of Jyoti or effulgences in the material world comes from the different stars and planets. The science is called the Jyotish Shastra, the science of luminaries. By the calculation of Jyoti, our future is indicated. In other words, all the luminaries, the stars, sun, and the moon, witness the activities of the conditioned soul. Thus, he is awarded a particular type of body. A lusty person whose eyes are covered by the dust of the whirlwind of material existence does not at all consider these activities are being observed by different stars and planets and being recorded. Not knowing this, the conditioned soul commits all kinds of sinful activities for the satisfaction of his lusted desires. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakyurunmilitam Jenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Shupadantikam Bande Aham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavan Shamsu Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Idam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Shavadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Deshatari Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratisya Namo Namah Namo Brahmanda Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Again, I welcome all of you. So this is a very important chapter, and we understand what is the theme of this chapter. What is the theme? The number one theme of this chapter. The center of this chapter is detachment. And the context is now Rahugan picked off Jadabharat. He could see the Jadabharat with his body, very strong body, and is sitting idle. And now he looked at him and ordered him, Jadabharat, to pick up his palki and carry his palki, and they did. And now the discussion is happening between King Rahugan and Jadabharat. And you understand the context of Jadabharata, what a character that we have discussed in this previous chapter about the characteristics, the divine characteristic of Jadabharat. And probably in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is the only chapter dedicated for Jadabharat and describing the very divine quality characters and the quality of Jadabharat, right? And you understand what the objective of Jadabharata here. To completely surrender to the Lord. He is living life completely in the full of the dependency on the Lord, without any attachment to anything in the material world. As a child, his father asked him to recite Vedic mantras, but knowingly, consciously, he was behaving like foolishly. What is the objective? I want to keep Krishna, or this God, at the center, the supreme personality in the heart of mine, each and every one. Joginam api sarvesham mat gatena antaratmak te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajate mam drudaprata. And they always keep Krishna, the supreme personality of God, in their heart. Satatam kirtayantu mam jatantasya drudaprata. And always try to put endeavors so that they get always associated with the Lord each and every moment. Satatam kirtayantu mam. And they do all kind of practice, spiritual practice. And Jadabharat, we all know now, by this time you get to know, he has already practiced these particular things to be always in full consciousness of Krishna, right, of the Lord. Now, in this particular chapter, Jadabharata is giving the emphasis on the detachment. And now he's given the example how precarious the situation becomes for people like those who are Gruhamedi. Most of the people in this material world are they totally captivated by the material entanglement. And the most dangerous one is the sex life. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna described this as the kama, the lust. And Prabhupada, very time and again, he points out this number one culprit as this one. Kama esha krudayesa rajoguna samudbhava. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna described that this is the number one cause of all the fall, all the how the jivatma that fall down. There's the doorway for that. The first entrance for that. Kama, the lust, the desire, lust desire. Kama esha krudayesa rajoguna samudbhava. And it is because of the association of the rajoguna. Now understood how King Bharata demonstrated this, being totally detached from the material world and totally attached with the Lord. And now he's telling Rahugan is without any fear, without any doubts, without any confusion, is talking straight. Talking straight. Being a king, he may punish Rahugana. Rahugana may punish Jada Bharat, but he is not afraid about that punishment. Why the fearlessness is coming? The fearlessness is coming because of the association of the Lord. And he's telling the truth. Right? He's telling the truth. And the truth is not coming from his heart or his mind or his influence. The truth is coming out of the scriptures. Brahmastamba parjantam. Brahmastamba parjantam. Even starting from the entire Brahmastam, still the root of the Brahmastam, Brahmaloka, Sarvam Maya Mayo Jagat, the entire Jagat, the entire cosmos, the planetary systems are being captivated by three modes of nature, that is Maya. Sarvam Maya Mayo Jagat. And it is very well known by Jadavarat. And that's why the fearlessness comes and he's stepping straight to Rahugan. O king, the center of all the problem, all the material entanglement is here. And particularly when you're talking about the Gruhamedi, those who are centered around the self, what they do, the only way of engagement or their life is centered only to this sex life. They cannot comprehend, they cannot conceive beyond this, and that's why they are entangled. And that is the cause of all the sorrows now. Now, in this point, we have seen good number of stories are coming. In one way, that if you remember, one very wonderful discussion between the Kardam Muni and Devahuti. Devahuti desire for children, right? She desires for children. And she approached Kardam Muni. And in that case, Kardam Muni has glorified Devahuti. And how the glorification comes? The wife, when we are taking the center of a wife, we glorified in this way. When we are taking the center of a wife, what happens? We could be able to connect with the Lord. And because we can control our senses, she is the center of our control. And by taking the center of the wife, we can control our senses and regulate our senses towards God. In a very highly conscious level, Kardam Muni can do this. Because why is so? He's showing the wife as the supporting instrument, or maybe support for your own life. That's why he says, wife are basically, when you are taking the center of wife, and they are instrument and they are the facilitator to do our service to the Lord. And this is very wonderful. Is Yamahur Atmanohi Ardham. Ardham Shreyas Kamasya Manini. Though Kamasya Manini is, there is a lofty, or there is a association of the desire. But what? Shreyas. This is a betterment. It is for the Shreya. Why so? Because you are the Ardham. Ardham or the Purusha. Yam Ahur Atmanohi Ardham. Because you are the Ardha of the Purusha. Yasyam Swadharmano Adhasya Umsam Charati Vishbraha. That means it is with your association, one can deliver from the anxiety. Otherwise, the entire, if you look at the material life, they're full of anxiety. Sada samudvignam thyata satyata, right? The entire cosmos, the material world is made in such a way that everybody is falling into they got preyed with the anxiety. Right? Charati Bijwara. Jwara means anxiety. Bijwara means moving away. That means moved away from Bijwara, anxiety. Now you see the consciousness, the difference in the consciousness. One side we are talking about the wife or the sex life is the center of all kind of material entanglement and the sure way to fall down. And another story in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we see the glorification of the wife by Kardam Muni. Such a huge difference. And in Shastra it is described dharma, why dharma is being established. What is the objective of dharma? The only objective of dharma, as given in Srimad Bhagavatam, dharma so anushtitan punsam vishwasvena kathasruja. Now, paddaye jadirati shramaye vaikiva. The only objective of establishing all the dharmas, we all know there are 4 dharmas, 4 ashramas. And ashramas are the part of the dharmas itself. And Grihastha is a very wonderful ashram where we can associate with the association of the family members, we can liberate ourselves. And we can engage ourselves in the devotional service of the Lord. And that is the whole objective of the life. Vishwasvena kathaskuja. So that you can hear the glories of the Lord and you can liberate ourselves. We can engage ourselves in the devotional service. But that is only possible when you are keeping the Lord at the center, not our material enjoyment at the center. But the same ashram, Grihastha ashram, converted into Gruhamedi house, when we keep away, we move our Lord, the Supreme Personality, from the center of the house to at the corner of the house. And when we put ourselves at the center of the house, the ashram, the dharma become a dharma. The Grihastha ashram become Gruhamedi house. And that is a precarious, and this is a very, very difficult situation for any human being. And unfortunately, we are today, most of us are in the same engagement. And Arjuna was asking this question to Krishna, "Oh Lord, the Maya is created by you. You only created the Maya, but it is not helping anybody." But Krishna says, "Arjuna, don't forget, I have given the mind and also the freedom to all you. I have given the freedom, intelligence, and mind to all of the jivas." And Krishna described what is the one thing that we should do so that we can get rid of this Maya. And is the complete freedom is given to the jiva to take care of this and get rid of this entanglement and come back to me. Urdhamulam ardhasakham asasta prahur abhyam chandansi jasya parnani veda subeda veda veda. The whole world, the universe, the cosmos is like a perverted tree, a magnanimous tree, right? And everybody is entangled with what? the three modes of material nature. And we got the freedom to stay as much as we can, as long as we can. This is the freedom we have given. And we are entangled, we are free to stay here. We love it, we enjoy it. And here it is beautifully, Prabhupada mentioned that every jiva are happy with their own conditioned life. That is again another precarious situation. We are happy with our own conditioned life. And that's why the happiest creature, that is the pig, Indra became a pig and he enjoyed the entire life of the pig. And Narada, he reminded him, don't forget your constitutional position. And unless we remember Krishna, there is no one who can help us. That our constitutional position is something different. What we are thinking is completely opposite to what? Opposite to our real position. That we need to understand that. What happens then? Suppose you keep on hankering up the material life, in the Gruhamedi life, life after life, it will be going on. And one instant, only one instant, that was enough for King Bharata. He was the supreme, he was the Chakravarti Samrat of entire earth, being the king of the Bharat Vansha. Just one advice from his father. Nayam deha dehanu bhaja nirloke kastan kama na arhashi bitpuja. Tapo divyam putraka jena suddeta satta jasmin sukhamanuttam. What is the objective of human life? Just to purify the purpose of your life. Because your constitutional position is something different from what you are acting. And this advice is given to whom? To the king. By whom? By the father. They saying, you are a king, but you are leading the kingdom like the ordinary cow and hawks and dogs. What is the difference there? You are leading a life of a hawks and dogs, and you are leading these people of this entire Bharatavarsha like hawks and dogs. But what is the purpose? The purpose is to purify your constitutional pure position and remain in the constitutional position. And then only you and your subjects, your citizen, will be happy. And for that, what you need to do? You need to stay detached. Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, explain very simply, extremely powerfully, how to stay away from the material entanglement. One side, he's saying that the attachment to the material world is the cause of all problems. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajoguna samudbhava. This is the cause of all the material problems. Lusty desires. And because of the lusty desires, what happens? The angers will come up. Dhyayato vishayan punsam sangam teshu pajayati. Sangat sanchayate kamat, kamat krodha vishayate. Krodhat labhuti shambhoha, shambhoha sruti brahma, sruti bhransa buddhinasha, achirena pradashati. So this is the situation where most of the people like us are situated now. And when we forget our constitutional position, who am I? Who the real me is? What you'll do? We consider this body, the life, the wealth, the family, the wives, and everything as the center of the life. And we consider this the everything for the life. This is a very precarious situation. And we forget the reality, who am I, and forget the objective of their life being. And what is the situation in that case? The situation, Bhagavad Krishna says, by the pride will come. You are dependent on yourself more than the Lord, the dependency of the Lord. Aham mameti, siddho aham balavan sukhi. I am very strong. I am very powerful. I am very happy. Nobody is more happier than me. Aham mameti. And Krishna Bulia, by that time we just totally forget that what is the relationship between me and the Lord. And without relationship, we cannot do anything. Nothing can be better in my life. And because of this forgetfulness, what that? Maya entangled us again. Daiviyesha, because the Maya is very, very, very intelligent. And it is the energy of the Lord. Daiviyesha gunamahi mama Maya durattaya. And we are taking the center of the Maya and we feel happy and we are enjoying every moment. And is it helping us? Is it helping anybody? No. It is not at all helping anybody. Rather, it is sending us in a very, very difficult situation. And that situation, nobody can understand unless you got this mercy of a Vaishnava or a Sadhu. Brahmite jadi sadhu barida pai. By hankering and moving around all the earth, left, right, north, south, center, everywhere. And if you are really blessed, you'll be getting association of the sadhu Vaida, who will be giving the medicine of this forgetfulness. Krishna bhuliyaji bhagavan chakare. And what will happen? Thereafter, you'll tend to understand and really remembrance. The way remembrance will be coming out from the mind. Oh, I'm not what I am, then what to do? Now Krishna plays a role here. Now Krishna plays a very vital role. Now you forget what happens. Now in this case, Krishna prescribed a very wonderful way of developing or coming back to our real life. Jadavarat is saying the cause of the metal engagement and the attachment with the metal life. Now the objective of giving this instruction to Rahugan is to stay detached from all this. And Krishna is also saying, Asanga sastrena drudena chindva. Drudena chindva. Unless you cut the tree with the weapon of your detachment, you can't be moved away from this entanglement. Nobody can help you. And that's the reason that Krishna is saying, and that is a question even came to the Arjuna. But it is very difficult. How come we are, again, immediately Arjuna asked a question, how come with such a huge, magnanimous tree, oh Krishna, I definitely see the shadow of the tree in the form of Maya will come. And how can I escape from this shadow? Now Krishna is saying, Asanga sastrena drudena chindva. You need to develop the sense of detachment and use that detachment as the weapon so that you can cut this tree at once and liberate yourself. But do you have the strength? Yes, we do have the strength. But again, Krishna says in the very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 3 particularly, it is very, very difficult for a conditioned soul to develop this kind of detachment from this material entanglement. Because the Maya is very, very empowered. Maya is very powerful. So how can that be done? And Krishna describes the senses. Very important, but very, very sublime message here. Vishaya vidivartante niraharasya devi. Rasho varyam rasho pasya param drushta nivartate. Once you get the higher test, you start developing detest from the enjoyment that you are doing. If you are given a higher level of test, that higher level test will be helping you to stay detached from the current test or the current engagement. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Harinam. Brahma Stamba Paryantam. Brahma Stamba Paryantam. Sarvam Maya Mayo Jaga. Satyam Sat Satyam Parasatyam Harirnamevya Kevalam. This is the only test in Kali Yuga. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Name Kevalam. Kato, there is no alternative, there is no alternative, no alternative. This is the sublime test Krishna has given to us. Once you develop the taste of the Harinam, what happened? You develop the detest from the material engagement. And you'll liberate yourself, uplift yourself from that position, and you'll start situating and moving towards your own constitutional position. And Krishna also, Krishna instructed us to do that. Maya sapta manapat yoga junjamadash. Develop attachment towards me. Develop attachment towards me. Engage your mind for my engagement with me, right? And when you are doing that, only when you take shelter of Harinam, when you take the shelter of association, when you are taking the shelter of Krishna and Krishna's Tvadiya, Samashritai Padapallabam Plabam, Mahat Padam Punya Jasho Murare, Bhava Ambado Vasya Param Padam, Padam Padam Jat Vipadam Natesha. Raja Kulashekar has given the instruction, when I am taking the shelter of Murari, on the lotus feet of the Murari, why to fear? I don't have fear for this metal world. The metal world is full of bombs, right? Each padam padam bipada. Each and every moment there is bipada. And I'm not worried about that bipada now, because I've taken the shelter of Murari, the lotus feet of the Murari. Bhava Ambado. Now for me, what happened? Bhava Ambado. The ocean of the metal world become like what? The small bounce of just a pot of water. The small pot. Like Vasya Param Padam. The water kept in this Vasya Param. The foot of a calf. It looks like this. So why should I be worried about that? Right? So when you are taking the shelter of Krishna, thereafter what happens? That the fear goes away. And the material engagement goes away. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Apani Sikhai Prabhu, Bhakti Sikhaya. And he wanted to teach all of us through his own behavior. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, very, that means he was merciful, and he has given the essence of this life. And he has given a wonderful way how we can take shelter of the Lord. And what is the essence? What is important of taking shelter in life? Krishna kara padatala kuti chandra susitala tarasparsa enasparsa mani tarasparsa nahi jara sehi juha charakara sehi bapu loha samajari sehi bapu loha samajari. Krishna kara padatala. Those who have taken the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet and lotus palm, these are like this, like the susital, that means the very, the very soothing, the rays of the moon, Chandra, Sushi, Koti, and millions of the Chandra. And this is so the glorious. Taras parsa jenas parsamadi. And when I'm taking, what happens? The palm of Krishna's hand and the soles of his veils are so cool and pleasant that can compare only to the light of millions and millions of the moons. One who has touched such hand and feet has indeed tested the effects of the touchstone. He must be knowing the touchstone. The moment the touchstones is touched by the iron is touched by a touchstone, the iron gets converted into gold. Similarly, when you are touching the lotus feet of the Lord, and the lotus palm of the Lord, what happens? Immediately all the material engagement and anxiety goes away. Effect of the touchstone. And if anyone not touched the stone, then what happens? If anyone not taken the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet and palm, what happened? He is spoiled, and his body is like iron. His body is like iron. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, take the shelter of the Lord. Otherwise, you are like a rod of nothing but the iron, steel-hearted. And Narad Muni also described the same thing. Tadatmasharam hridayam batedam jat guhyamani parinamadhi navikriyeta tvadiyo vikaro netre jalam gatra ruheshu prasad. What is the use of the soul? What is the use of this body? What is the use of all these facilities if you're not developing the association, attachment to the Lord? Dharma prayojita kaita bhatra parama nirvishmaranam sakha. The only objective of the human life is to get rid of this kaitava dharma and established in this parodharma. And the only parodharma, only one and only parodharma is to stay attached to the Lord. And if it is not done, then what is the use of this body? And Narad Muni says, Tadatmasharam. The whole is for the sake of it. Hrudayam batedam. The soul is just for the sake of it. The heart is just for a steel heart. When? Jat guhyamani harinamadhi. When you are taking the name of the Lord and taking the association of the Lord, and we are not converting a heart, it must be a steel-hearted man. He must be a steel-hearted man. Even after taking the name of the Lord, if this kind of reformation is not happening. Now, Bikriya means not if it is not happening, the transforming not happening. Hrudayam, this kind of symptoms should happen. And if the symptoms are not coming, that means it must be your soul is only for the name of it, and the heart is steel-hearted. Tadatmasharam hudayam batedam jat guhyamani parinamadhi na bikriyeta tvadiyo vikaro. And if the symptom is not expleting or not be depicting or not be demonstrating that symptom, what are the symptoms? Nitre jalam gatra ruheshu harsa. The kantha is not choked. Your hair is not standing up. You're not getting the tears in your eyes. There is nothing, there is no use. That means you have not developed the test of Harinam. You have not developed the test of the association of the Hari. And what you're doing? Sramaye kevalam. You're only passing time, nothing else. Now utpattaye jadirati. And if you're not developing the test with the Hari, then what? Sramaye kevalam. Only passing time and you're doing nothing else. And that's what Jada Bharat wanted Rahugan, the king, to come to the real position. Because he has already come to through that level. What Rahugan is today is the king now. And King Bharata was the supreme commander, supreme king of the entire earth. And he has already released that place. He has already left that place. Left that position even. And with his own experience, he is telling what to be done. Sometimes what happens, theoretical, we can say, by theory you can say, but it will not be effective. But now since Jadavarata is saying, he has left the positions of the king of the supreme place of the Bharata Varsha, and he is leading a life of a Jada. And now when he is saying something out of his own experience, that makes a lot of difference. And Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this, Krishna Kara Padatala Koti Chandra Susitala, Tarasparsa Jinasparsa Mani, Tarasparsa Nahi Jara, Sahi Jakyu Chakrakara, Sahi Bapu Laho Samajani. After just hearing this particular verse from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what happens? Raghunath Das Goswami, you just think he's the only child of the particular areas of the his. His father is earning 3 lakhs of Surna Mudra in a day. He is full of effulgence and opulences. What happens? He understood the life is not meant for this. Even I've become a king, it was no use. Immediately, how his father was very, each and every moment his father was just giving the instruction how to marry him. The beautiful wife. But what happens? Raghunath Das Goswami could know, yes, this is no way it is going to help me. And immediately he moved away from that place. Staying in Jagannath Puri, he started staying in this Badadanda, doing the Madhukari, not even approaching anybody, whoever gives this. And father, what happened? His father was very smart. He sent his people. He started pouring only this, what happens? The plenty of silver coins in his plate. And he started throwing it. No, this is not required. Such kind of attachment with Lord Jagannath. Tarasparsa, right? Tarasparsa, Jenasparsama. The only touch is the touch of the lotus feet of the Lord. And the touch has also been demonstrated and been experienced by whom? Haridas Thakur. The Kaji sent, right, a prostitute to Haridas Thakur at the mid of the night. And what Haridas Thakur did? He was so attached to the Harinam. Even at this stage, the testing time, what happens? Immediately, he says, no, please, I have something left, some duties are left. And I have a duty to chant the name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And unless I chant and finish my chanting, I hope not to do anything. And he kept on chanting throughout the night. One after another. He kept on continuing, and it becomes early morning. It becomes morning. And he instructed, please come tomorrow. I'll help you out. And next day, again he come. And I still unfinished. Let me finish my chanting. One after another. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. And the third day she transformed herself. Brahmite jadi sadhu vaida. Haridas Thakur is the sadhu vaida here. And the prostitute has got the forgetfulness, who is real, she is. Then after getting the touch of the association for 3 whole nights, what happens? She fell in the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur says, what? You are now purified. Take the center of the Lord, take the center of Harinam, and you are purified. Now keep on chanting and stay here only. And Haridas Thakur, what happened? He arranged all the things and he went to Jagannath Puri. Thereafter, there is a story. Another story that we talk about, Bilba Mangal Thakur, right? He was so attached to the prostitute, and even at the dark of the night, the fully flooded river, he could not even wait for completing his father's Shraddha Kriya. And it was the day his father's Shraddha Divas, and he half-heartedly he was doing the rituals. But what is in his mind? So I'll go to Chintamani to enjoy sex. The river was flooded, and he crossed the river in the flooding rivers, the swelling river, and he reached to the wall, and he was considering the snake, Ajagar, the big python was standing in this wall, lying in the wall. He hold this python and climbed this wall and reached to Chintamani. And Chintamani was surprised. How come you come in the dark of the night, crossing the swelling river? And you know what you are holding? You are holding a python in your hand. Oh my Lord, if you can just develop a fraction of attachment to the Lord, your life will be something different. That is the only word that was enough for whom? Bilba Mangal Thakur. Oh my Lord, this is the case. If I develop a fraction of attachment to the Lord, my life will be different. And that become a transforming movement from Bilba Mangal Thakur. Brahmite jadi sadhu hoy. That's what he says. Sadhu shang, sarva sastra kahe, lavamatra sadhu shang, sarva siddhi kahe. And the sadhu shang will help the jiva to make him remembrance that who are you, really constitutionally who are you. And the sadhu, that fractional movement can save you millions and millions of birth. Millions and millions of birth. Punarapi janama, punarapi marana, punarapi janani jataresha. Because of the forgetfulness, the tendency to forget, tendency for the real and unnecessary enjoyments and willing, what happens? We are moving away from our own self and we are all in trouble. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful. He's so merciful. He made everything easier. Sarvadharman paritejya mamekam saranam bhaja. Aham tvam sarva papibhyo mokshashyami mam sacha. Manmana bhavamad bhakto majjaji mam namaskuru. Maya visasi satyam te pratijani priyoshime. Lord Krishna says this, to do this. But what I feel, it is so difficult. The most difficult thing in life is to surrender to somebody. Now, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very merciful. What he says, don't surrender now. Take the shelter of Harinam. Chant and enjoy the beauty, enjoy the mellow of the Harinam, the nectar of Harinam. Chetudarpanam marjidam babu mahadava kridir power. Enjoy. And you'll releases it. This nectarian. This is the transcendental, this nectarian. And once you start chanting, you'll get the taste of it. Susukham karturabbe. And once you develop the taste, now you understand what is real me. And with this test, we can start developing the test for the material enjoyment. It's so simple. Take up shelter, chant the name of Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And it's so namna makari bahuda nijashat tatrarpita. Niyamita smaranena kala. He's so merciful that he has not kept any kind of rituals or this condition or maybe restriction in it. And he has also mercifully, what he did, he put each and every balam, shreyam, jnanam, all the power, everything in that particular bija mantra. And just by reciting the Harinam, by implanting that Harinam in the heart, everything will be coming itself. You don't have to put anything extra. So everything made easy. As if it is given in the platter. The Srimad Bhagavatam is given by Sukdev Goswami, pure plate. It is given in the platter in the form of a Amrit, Rashamrit. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is given to your doorstep, delivered in your doorstep, in your desktop. And now you are served by Lord Himself. And what you are doing? Just take this. Just only question is just to drink it. And if you are even not doing that, what Lord will do? Manaevahi manushyanam karanam bandhamuktayu. This is the only cause, and you are the only condition. You are the cause for your conditioning and your cause for your own liberation. What else I can do? That's how the Jadabharat is instructing Rahugan. We'll hear more about the instruction definitely, but he is giving a caution to King Rahugan to be careful. Be careful. Be careful and stay detached so that you can help yourself. Take responsibility for yourself. And once you take responsibility, the transformation will bound to come. Uddharet atmanam 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 mabushade. And we are here so many glories, so many glorious stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. So many glories from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has described so many, has put forth so many stories in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many stories from Chaitanya Bhagavatam, so that you can hear this and also learn from all the experience of the great devotees, how they liberated themselves, how they took responsibility, how they get entangled, they moved away from the entanglement, right? And how they developed and they developed the taste in Harinam, how they developed taste in association with the Lord, how they developed association, the taste in Seva, and how they are enjoying. And if you hear these kathas, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, what will happen? Definitely, Shraddham, Bhakti, Rati, Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramishyati. We start developing the Shraddha, and after the Shraddha, we'll develop the attachment to Krishna, and with the attachment to the Krishna, we'll move from attachment to devotional service. That is Bhakti. And that is the sublime, the extremely important, is the only objective of human life. To develop Krishna Prema in the life, to get the test of Krishna Prema is the only objective of life. And this is what the wonderful message from Srimad Bhagavatam is coming as the complete Rashamrit to all of us, so that we understand and help ourselves liberate from the condition of life. Thank you very much. And we have already reached 8:15. Now I request all of you to please, if you have anything to share, or maybe you'd like to, you have any questions, we can take one or two questions. Is it okay, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu, if we take a couple of questions, maybe extending 5-7 more minutes?
No, sure. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the session today, Prabhuji. The devotees may please unmute the lines and share any questions or comments that you may have. You may take one comment in the interest of time.
Hare Krishna.
Any comments or? Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for sharing the nectar from Bhagavatam, and always when I request for service, you accept without any second thought. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. We can wrap up this class, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu vaivacha patitanam pavadebhyo Vishnupebhyo namo Ananta Koti Vishnu Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Sri Jagannath Swami ki jai. Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai. Guru Gauranga ki jai. All glories to Assembled Devotee. All glories to Assembled Devotee. All glories to Assembled Devotee. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.